Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something critical, something that will determine how far you go in life, how much you accomplish, and whether or not you fulfill your destiny. You see, many of us are chosen, but not all of us understand the responsibility of being chosen. Being chosen by God means you are set apart. You carry a divine assignment, and you are entrusted with something greater than yourself. But hear me today. There are things you must never reveal. Too many people talk too much, too soon, to the wrong people. And because of that, their destiny is delayed, their purpose is hindered, and their progress is sabotaged. If you are truly God's chosen, then you must guard these 5 things with all your heart. Number 1, never reveal your full vision too soon. Number 2, never reveal your weaknesses to just anyone. Number 3, never reveal your next move prematurely. Number 4, never reveal your financial plans. And last, number 5 is that never reveal what God has told you in secret. I want you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to share with you can determine the success or failure of your destiny. There are moments in life when God reveals something powerful about your future, something that is beyond your current reality, something that speaks to who you are becoming and not who you are right now. But hear me, just because God shows it to you doesn't mean you should announce it. One of the greatest mistakes people make is speaking too soon. They get a glimpse of their future, they receive a revelation of what they are destined to become, and before they even take the first step, they start telling everyone about it. But what they don't realize is that not everyone is ready to hear it, and not everyone will celebrate it. Joseph had a dream. God showed him a vision of his future. He saw himself in a position of power. He saw his family bowing before him, and he understood that he was destined for greatness. But what did he do? He ran and told his brothers. He spoke too soon. Instead of celebrating him, his own family turned against him. They were not ready for his vision because it was too big for their mindset. They didn't see what he saw. And because of that, they became jealous. Some of you are experiencing unnecessary opposition, not because of your actions, but because of your words. You are talking too much about things that are still in the process. You are exposing something that is not yet fully developed, and in doing so, you are allowing people to judge it, criticize it, and even try to stop it before it takes shape. You must understand that vision is fragile in its early stages. It is like a seed that has just been planted. If you expose it too soon, before it has taken root, it can be uprooted by the wrong environment. Some of you are sharing your dreams with people who are not assigned to nurture them, but to kill them. Not everyone can handle what God has placed inside of you. Some will doubt you, some will discourage you, and some will try to destroy what they do not understand. Even Jesus himself moved with discretion. When he performed miracles, there were times he told people, do not tell anyone. Why? Because timing matters. There is an appointed time for everything. A vision revealed too soon can attract opposition that you are not yet prepared to handle. The enemy does not know your future unless you announce it. The devil is not omniscient. He cannot read your mind. But the moment you speak, you give him access to your plans. Some of you are fighting battles that were never meant for you simply because you exposed something that should have remained hidden. There are people around you who smile with you, but secretly fear what you will become. They see the potential in you before you even realize it. And instead of pushing you forward, they try to pull you back. That is why you must be selective with your words. You must discern who is truly for you and who is just waiting for an opportunity to hinder you. Look at Nehemiah. When he set out to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he didn't announce it to everyone. He surveyed the land in secret. He moved quietly before making anything public. Why? Because he understood that vision must be protected before it can be revealed. The moment his enemies found out, they began to plot against him. Some of you need to learn the power of silence. Not everything needs to be announced. Some breakthroughs are meant to be experienced in private before they are displayed in public. Some doors are meant to open without everyone knowing you were even knocking. God is taking some of you through a process where he is teaching you discipline with your words. He is showing you that some things must be hidden before they can be revealed. If you are truly chosen by God, you must move differently. You cannot do what everyone else does. You cannot share everything with just anyone. There is a time to speak and there is a time to be silent. Some victories are best celebrated in private. Some plans are best executed before they are exposed. Some visions are best kept between you and God until they have matured enough to withstand opposition. So I challenge you today, guard what God has given you. Protect your vision, move with wisdom, speak with caution, and always remember this: those who are truly chosen by God do not reveal everything at once. They reveal what is necessary at the right time to the right people. May God give you the wisdom to know when to speak, when to wait, and when to let your success do the talking. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you can protect your destiny. One of the greatest mistakes you can make in life is revealing your weaknesses to the wrong people. Many people have failed, not because they weren't talented, not because they weren't anointed, but because they trusted the wrong person with their vulnerabilities. You see, everyone loves strength, but not everyone can handle weakness. Some people only stay around when you are winning, when you are strong, when everything in your life looks perfect. But the moment they see your weakness, they change. They use what you shared against you. They manipulate it. They betray your trust. And suddenly the people you thought were for you. Samson was a mighty man. He was chosen by God, anointed with supernatural strength, feared by his enemies. But his downfall did not come from an army. His downfall did not come from a battle. His downfall came from the secret he shared. He told Delilah where his strength came from, and she used that very information to destroy him. Some of you are wondering why certain things in your life are falling apart. It is because you gave the wrong person access to what should have remained hidden. You spoke too soon. You trusted too easily. And now you are dealing with the consequences of misplaced trust. Hear me today. Not everyone who listens to you is loyal to you. Not everyone who is close to you is called to protect you. Some people only come close to you to discover your weaknesses. They are not there to help you. They are there to harm you. They listen not because they care, but because they are gathering information. And when the time is right, they will use what they know against you. This is why discernment is critical. Some of you are in relationships, in friendships, in partnerships that are built on familiarity, not divine purpose. You trust them because you have known them for years. You trust them because they were there for you once. But history does not equal loyalty. Just because someone was with you in one season does not mean they are meant to be with you in the next. Look at Jesus. He had many followers, but he only had 12 disciples. And even among the 12, he only revealed the deepest things to 3. Why? Because even in a close circle, not everyone can handle what God has placed inside of you. And even within the 12, there was still a Judas, someone who walked with him, sat with him, ate with him, yet still betrayed him. If Jesus himself had to move with wisdom, how much more should you? If the Son of God did not trust everyone with his heart, why do you? Some of you are putting your business in the hands of people who have no intention of protecting it. You are sharing your struggles with those who are secretly hoping you fail. You are opening up to people who see you as competition, not as family. There's nothing wrong with having weaknesses. We all have them. But there is something wrong with exposing them to the wrong people. The enemy is always looking for a way to bring you down. And most of the time, he doesn't attack with force. He attacks with information. The Bible says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Do you know what that means? It means be careful who you open up to. Be careful who you allow into your inner circle. Be careful who you trust with your struggles. Some people will use your weakness to control you. Some will use it to limit you. Some will use it to turn others against you. And by the time you realize it, you have given your enemy the very tools they needed to defeat you. Wisdom says, be vulnerable before God, not before everyone. Wisdom says, seek counsel from those who are assigned to build you, not from those who are waiting for a reason to break you. Some of you need to go back and reassess your relationships. Ask yourself, why is this person in my life? What do they contribute? Do they protect me or do they expose me? And if you find that someone has access to your weaknesses, but no commitment to your destiny, it's time to set boundaries. A person who truly loves you will cover you, not expose you. A true friend will correct you, not condemn you. A divine connection will strengthen you, not weaken you. So as you walk in your purpose, as you move toward your calling, be wise. Guard what God has placed inside of you. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. Choose wisely. Trust carefully and always remember this. Those who are truly chosen by God do not expose their weaknesses to just anyone. They bring them before God and He gives them strength. May God give you wisdom to know who to trust, when to speak, and when to remain silent. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you can save you from unnecessary battles. One of the greatest mistakes you can make in life is revealing your next move too soon. Too many people fail, not because they lack ability, not because they lack resources, but because they speak before they act. They announce before they establish. They expose before they secure. And as a result, they give the enemy a clear path to attack what has not even been built yet. Some of you are struggling, not because God is not with you, but because you have given the wrong people access to your plans. You are sharing ideas with those who do not believe in you. You are announcing opportunities before they have fully matured. You are speaking about doors before you have walked through them. And because of that, what should have been a smooth journey has now become a battlefield. When Nehemiah set out to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he moved in silence. The Bible says that when he arrived in the city, he did not tell anyone what God had put in his heart to do. He surveyed the land at night, quietly examining what needed to be done. Why? Because he understood that some things must be established in private before they can be revealed in public. Some of you are making the mistake of announcing your vision to those who have no intention of helping you build it. You are giving your plans to people who will either discourage you or compete with you. There are those who will act as if they support you, but secretly, they are hoping you fail. And the moment they hear what you are about to do, they begin to work against you. Understand this. The enemy does not need to stop you if you stop yourself. And one of the ways he causes people to sabotage their own destiny is by making them speak prematurely. They share too much too soon and then wonder why things are not working out. Jesus himself understood the power of timing. There were moments when he performed miracles and told people, do not tell anyone. He was not hiding, but he was following divine timing. Some things must be revealed only at the appointed time, because when you move out of season, you invite unnecessary resistance. Some of you are facing opposition that was never meant for you simply because you spoke before it was time. You applied for something and told everyone about it before it was confirmed. You had an opportunity, and instead of securing it first, you started broadcasting it. And now what was meant to be yours is being fought against. Not everyone around you is happy about your progress. Some people celebrate you publicly, but envy you privately. Some act like they support you, but in reality, they are studying your every move, looking for ways to stop you. The Bible tells us about Hezekiah, a king who was blessed by God. One day, envoys from Babylon came to visit him, and instead of moving with wisdom, he showed them everything, his treasures, his kingdom, his wealth. And because of that mistake, those same Babylonians later came back and took everything. Why? Because he revealed too much to the wrong people. Some of you are showing your treasure to those who are planning to take it. You are opening your doors to those who are waiting for an opportunity to walk in and claim what you have built. Be wise. Not every visitor is a friend. Not every listener is loyal. Not every conversation should be had. The enemy cannot attack what he does not know. The opposition cannot fight what has not been revealed. Sometimes the best strategy is silence. Move in wisdom. Execute your plans before you announce them. Build before you broadcast. Secure before you share. There is a time to testify, but there is also a time to build in private. Some victories must be won in secret before they can be celebrated in public. Some breakthroughs must be completed before they are announced. Do not invite unnecessary warfare by exposing something that should still be hidden. Some of you need to learn the discipline of quiet progress. Let your results speak for you. Let your success be your announcement. Let your elevation be seen, not spoken. There is a power in moving in silence. And those who understand this principle go further than those who feel the need to constantly talk about where they are going. So I challenge you today. Protect your next move. Not everyone needs to know what God is doing in your life. Not every plan needs an audience. Not every step needs a public declaration. Those who are truly chosen by God understand this. They reveal what is necessary at the right time to the right people. May God give you wisdom to know when to move, when to speak, and when to remain silent. Listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you will save you from unnecessary struggles. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is revealing your financial plans too soon. Money has a way of exposing people's true nature. The moment others sense that you are planning something significant, that you are preparing for growth, that you are on the verge of something greater, you will see changes in how they treat you. Some will try to control you. Some will try to manipulate you, and others will look for ways to take what you have before it even materializes. Some of you are struggling today, not because God hasn't blessed you, but because you spoke about your blessing before it was secured. You shared your financial plans with people who had no intention of helping you succeed. You let people know about your investments, your business ideas, your next financial move, and instead of supporting you, they became envious. Instead of celebrating you, they started looking for ways to take advantage of you. Understand this, money attracts both favor and enemies. The moment people sense that you are getting ahead, that you are rising, that you are breaking free from financial struggles, they start forming opinions about you. Some will begin to ask for favors that they never asked before. Some will begin to question your success. Others will feel entitled to what you have, even though they were never part of your struggle. Look at Joseph. His journey was not just about a dream. His brothers were already envious of him, but what triggered their decision to get rid of him was the robe his father gave him. The moment he received something that represented favor, they could no longer tolerate his presence. And for some of you, the moment you start walking in financial favor, you will see who really supports you and who was just pretending. This is why wisdom is necessary when it comes to your financial plans. Not every opportunity should be discussed. Not every investment should be shared. Not every increase should be announced. Some of you are struggling because you revealed too much to the wrong people. You were excited about your next financial step, and without thinking, you told people who had no business knowing. And now, instead of focusing on your growth, you are dealing with unnecessary distractions. The Bible says, a fool and his money are soon parted. Why? Because foolishness causes people to expose what should be protected. Foolishness makes people speak when they should remain silent. Some of you have lost opportunities, lost money, lost partnerships, not because you were not capable, but because you gave access to those who were not meant to be involved. Even Jesus spoke about the power of secrecy in financial matters. He said, when you give, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Why? Because not everything needs to be displayed. Not every move needs an audience. When you move in silence, you allow things to grow without unnecessary interference. Some of you need to step back and reevaluate how you handle your financial affairs. You need to stop feeling the need to prove yourself to others. You need to stop announcing every business deal, every salary increase, every financial opportunity. Some things are best kept between you and God until they are fully established. There are people in your life right now who are only waiting to see how they can benefit from you. Some of them are not interested in your growth. They are interested in what they can gain from it. And the moment they sense that you are moving forward, they will start placing expectations on you that are not your responsibility to fulfill. There are family members who will suddenly demand more from you. There are friends who will assume that your financial breakthrough means you owe them something. And if you are not careful, you will find yourself working hard, not for your vision, but to satisfy the expectations of others. You must learn to move wisely. Secure the deal before you discuss it. Finalize the contract before you announce it. Establish the foundation before you invite people into the process. Because once people know, they will have opinions. Once they have opinions, they will have expectations. And once expectations are placed on you, they will become a burden. Some of you are feeling drained right now because you gave access to too many people. You involved too many voices. You allowed too many opinions to shape your decisions. And now you are carrying a weight that was never meant for you. But today I challenge you, step back. Protect your financial future. Move in wisdom. Be selective with who you trust. Not everyone deserves to know what God is doing in your life. Some things must remain between you and Him until the time is right. So I leave you with this. Those who are truly chosen by God understand that financial wisdom is not just about how much you make, but about how much you protect. Move in silence, build with wisdom, and let your success speak for itself. Listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you will save you from unnecessary pain. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is revealing your deepest desires to the wrong people. What you long for, what you are praying for, what you are believing God to do in your life, these are not things that should be shared with just anyone. Because the moment people know what matters most to you, they can either encourage you or use it against you. Some of you have shared your dreams with people who do not believe in you. You have spoken about your aspirations with those who have no faith, no vision, no understanding of what God has placed inside of you. And instead of being strengthened, you were discouraged. Instead of being motivated, you started doubting yourself. Instead of pushing forward, you allowed their words to weaken your resolve. Look at Joseph. He had a dream from God, a vision of his future, a glimpse of his destiny. And in his excitement, he shared it with his brothers. But instead of celebrating him, they hated him even more. Why? Because not everyone can handle what God has placed inside of you. Some people see your dreams as a threat, not as inspiration. Some will try to talk you out of it, not because it's impossible, but because they cannot see themselves where God is taking you. Some of you have dreams of building something great, dreams of starting a business, dreams of traveling, dreams of making an impact. And instead of keeping it between you and God, you told people who have never built anything, never taken risks, never pursued purpose, and now they have convinced you that your dream is too big, your goals are unrealistic, and your vision is impossible. But hear me today. God never gives small dreams to big people. If your dream seems impossible, that's because it is not meant to be done in your strength, but in His. You must be careful who you allow to speak into your life. The wrong words at the wrong time can plant seeds of doubt that take years to remove. Some of you are still fighting against words that were spoken over you in childhood. Someone told you that you were not smart enough, not talented enough, not capable enough. And without realizing it, you allowed their words to shape your reality. But today I came to tell you It is time to break free. It is time to stop seeking approval from those who were never meant to understand your calling. It is time to stop explaining yourself to people who have no place in your destiny. Jesus himself understood this principle. When he was about to heal a blind man, he took him outside of the village. Why? Because not everyone in that environment had faith for his miracle. When he raised a young girl from the dead, he removed the unbelievers from the room. Why? Because doubt can kill a miracle before it happens. Some of you are trying to grow in an environment filled with doubters. You are trying to build while surrounded by people who do not believe. You are sharing your vision with those who cannot see. And every time they speak, they weaken your faith. Every time they give their opinion, you second guess yourself. But hear me, when God gives you a vision, he does not require the approval of men. You do not need validation from your family to do what God has called you to do. You do not need your friends to agree with your purpose. You do not need a crowd to confirm your next step. Some of the greatest moves of God in your life will happen in silence. Some of you need to go back to protecting what is sacred. Go back to praying in secret. Go back to working behind the scenes. Go back to guarding your heart. Because if the wrong people know what you truly desire, they will either try to block you from receiving it or push you into getting it the wrong way. This is what happened to Eve. She already had everything she needed, but the enemy convinced her that she was lacking. He knew what she desired, and he used that very desire to deceive. And some of you have fallen into traps because you allowed the wrong voice to influence your decisions. This is why you must remain silent until it is time to speak. Let your results announce you. Let your actions speak for you. Let your discipline be your proof. Not every dream should be shared. Not every plan should be discussed. Not every desire should be exposed. Some things are meant to remain between you and God until the appointed time. So I challenge you today, protect what God has placed in your heart. Do not allow doubters to shape your future. Do not let unbelief weaken your faith. Move in wisdom, speak with caution, and remember this. Those who are truly chosen by God know that their desires are sacred. They do not reveal them carelessly, but entrust them to the one who gave them in the first place. May God give you discernment to know what to share, when to speak, and when to remain silent. So as you move forward, be wise with your words, be careful with your plans, and be discerning with your company. Not everything needs to be spoken, not every move needs to be announced, and not every person needs access to what God is doing in your life. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Protection is not fear, it is wisdom. There is a time to speak, and there is a time to build in secret. There's a time to reveal, and there's a time to secure what God has placed inside of you. If you are truly chosen, you must learn the discipline of silence, the power of wisdom, and the strength of patience. Let your success be your announcement. Let your results be your testimony. Let your discipline speak louder than your words. Move when God says move. Speak when God says speak. And trust that at the appointed time, everything he has promised will come to pass. May you walk in wisdom, may you guard your purpose, and may you move in divine timing. Good luck on your journey. Stay strong, stay focused, and stay faithful. Thank you, and God bless you.